Hey guys, welcome to a very special update video where in this video I'm going to be talking about a few things including Patreon and also my channel as a whole. So first up, a couple channel updates, mainly that in case you didn't see my blog post, which is linked in the description, I'm actually refocusing the channel to be focused on retro content. And this is something that a lot of people have been asking for a long time, and it's actually kind of what I've inadvertently become specialized in, nostalgic video game content. And I did try to vary it up in terms of covering new games through gamer encounters and stuff like that, but it never really got the views that the old games actually did. So if you haven't noticed already on the channel, you'll see a refocusing on city building and also, well, with weekly Pharaoh episodes, and also I'm going to be starting up Emperor. I'm going to swap between dynasties between Pharaoh and Emperor for that, and Age of Empires 1 and Populous the Beginning, and I have a few more things up my sleeve. But this refocusing to retro content really does seem to be what people want, and I enjoy making that content more as well. Focusing the channel also makes it a lot easier to understand for people who stumble across the channel and wonder what this channel's all about, rather than seeing a big collection of very different things. So I hope you're enjoying the change so far, especially those of you who are fans of the games I'm covering. And according to my analytics, it is actually having a positive effect on the channel. Subscribers and view counts are going back up. And now I do have to talk a little bit about money. And no one likes talking about money. I mean, it's so uncomfortable. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to tell you how things are working, how things are going along, some details, and that my Patreon page does exist. It's there. I've been running my Patreon page for a little over 6 months now, and I thought I'd give you guys an update. Now, if you may or may not have known, I pretty much went full-time into YouTube and content creation around July last year. And I say full-time, I actually have some side projects and freelance work, which sort of keeps me afloat financially. But the problem with that is I don't actually make money from just that. I sort of just about break even in terms of my income and expenses. And actually, there are a couple months where I have to eat in a little bit into my savings. So I'm not actually able to reinvest into the channel, which is why I started the Patreon page. Money from Patreon goes directly back into improving the quality and quantity of the content on the channel. So just a few quick things that I can tell you that the Patreon money has helped me improve. For example, the snowball mic that I've been using for quite some time. It's covered the cost of my webcam, the Logitech C920. Helped pay for an extra light, so the live streams and my face looks a little bit better and lighting's a bit better. It did cover the cost of the green screen, but honestly the green screen wasn't that expensive. It's just a piece of green cloth that cost, it's like 5 meters of green cloth that was about 25 ringgit, which is like $5 or $6 US, so that's not much. But I also recently bought acoustic foam, and I found this acoustic foam for really cheap. It's 3.5 feet by about 6.5 feet, and it was going for 115 ringgit a piece. That is incredibly cheap. So I went ahead and bought a couple of those because the new room, my new place, which I moved into this year, the room I'm working in actually has quite a bit of echo, and I've been struggling trying to fill it with trash and bags and boxes to try and reduce that echo, but nothing really worked properly. But this acoustic foam works fantastic. And it even helped me buy a solid state drive because I was dreading the transition to Windows 10 for a long time. And but I was thinking that that transition has to be made eventually. I mean, some games need DirectX 12, and also Microsoft is eventually going to drop support for the older operating system. So I thought, okay, let's try and get a head start on this Windows 10 thing. And I just could not get my Windows 7 to upgrade to it. So I had to buy a new hard drive anyway, but thanks to Patreon, I managed to afford a smaller solid state drive. But that also improves render time, loading up my software, and also recording in many instances. Recording does work faster on a solid state drive. And of course, games run faster, so it'll be easier to get higher frames per second when I'm recording. Now, all of this is, of course, thanks to you guys supporting, whether you're a viewer or Patreon supporter or a subscriber or whatever. You being here, and if you're listening to me right now, you are helping me do this. And I highly, highly appreciate that. And thank you so much for being there. But one thing that is a bit of a concern is that my freelance jobs on the side are sort of what's keeping me afloat. And that's a little risky for the channel. But I should talk about my goals on Patreon in terms of financial independence, in terms of being a content creator on YouTube. Now, in case you didn't know, I get about 200,000 views a month, and that leads to about $150 a month. And on Patreon, I've got two goals set up there. One is the first $100, which is 100% reinvestment into the channel, because for me to be able to afford new games and new equipment and maintain my PC and all of that, well, that costs money. So that's the first $100. But then the second goal is $450, where that would be complete financial independence as a content creator. Now, this is something that is, of course, very important to me, but if I'm able to reach that goal, then I will be able to not have to worry about freelance jobs at all. I can just 100% focus on content creation, reinvestment into the channel, improving the channel and all of that, and actually getting a proper, setting up my room to be a proper recording studio, and trying out new projects, maybe some film stuff, all of that. All that is not quite possible right now because I don't have the finances for it, but it is something that I'd like to go into eventually. Now, of course, that $450 goal is actually a reduction based on my ad revenue. So basically, to be completely financially independent, I need $600 a month. Minus current ad revenue, that's $450 a month. And honestly, that's it. I'm not going to set another goal higher than that because that's what I need to basically live and actually maintain the channel at 100% efficiency. And anything more than that would honestly be a luxury. So yeah, that's how things are, and that's how things are working right now. Thanks to the patrons I currently have, I'm actually getting $57 a month from Patreon, which honestly has helped me fantastically. And I really can't thank you enough. All right, and that's it for now. Hope you enjoy the new content. Hope you like the new direction the channel is going towards. And yeah, if you have any further suggestions, comments, criticisms, concerns, complaints, anything at all, leave it down in the comment section down below. I read every comment and I try to respond to every single one as well. You can, of course, also message me on Facebook or Twitter. I've managed to get into Facebook and Twitter properly as a social media platform, so I do actually respond to everyone there. I think my Facebook page even shows there's a 100% response rate. That's pretty cool. All right, yeah, and that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.